Hmm. Hey, what's up, Tiki? Man, how did I miss all of that? Yeah, I do like the way this model looks in particular, but I'm starting to realize I missed a lot of spots, which is kind of weird. But at least it's I can claim it's not technically done, so I didn't technically miss anything. Let's get a close up of the model. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. It looks really. That blue looks just popping. And his eyes are a little too small to kind of see. There you go. Kind of see his eyes there. How's the weather over there, Tiki? I say it's been kind of crazy where I live. Freezing cold for some weird reason. There's another spot somewhere that I missed. Hey, what's up, Francois? I think I got everything. Okay. I wonder what I should paint those things. Hmm. Primary blue. No. Oh, shit. Come on. There we go. Hmm. Hey, what's up, Think? Looks weird. I know what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay. How is it like really loud? Is it really low? It's not Skrillex or anything like that. It's royalty-free music. That's what this is. No, but in terms of volume, I want it to be like barely uh, legible, barely hearable. Because I want you guys to hear my beautiful voice, especially when I cough. So think, are you gonna post any of your pictures of your painted models? We'll definitely like to see that. Troy. Okay. So you have a lot of points, but yet not a lot of them fully done? I think you should paint while I paint, think. That way you can get some stuff done like I'm trying to do. Otherwise you'll never get anywhere. Man, this Ultramarines blue is looking killer on the silver too. Good lord. I'm gonna have to do one on the Ultramarines blue color. Although I don't want another painting Ultramarines blue on another model other than my Space Marines. But I can't help how much I like the blue. Ooh, too much fine detail. Little tiny strips of things I have to paint this one blue color. Alright, I'm gonna crack it open real quick. That aren't done. Maybe next time I finish them. I mean, you know. Wow, it's looking really good, man. Although it zoomed in like all the way too much, but see if I can. So tell me how you did the base there. Did you do the base first before gluing them down, or did you glue them down and then do the base? It's a very muddy world. Are they not like already glued down to the base? Oh, I mean, I like that attitude, but you can finish them before you, I mean, even before you play them, you know? I mean, it's kind of weird. That's a bit of the opposite of what I usually hear from people. You know that? Okay. People usually say, what is it? I want to finish them before I play them. This is the first time I ever heard I want to play them before I finish them. That's kind of hilarious. I've never heard that. That's the complete opposite of what everyone else says, including myself. So they're gonna be coming up like, hold on, let me take a look at the image again. They're gonna be like shieldless and stuff, and some of them armless, and you're gonna be playing them. Some of them might be running around with no heads. Hey man, that's kind of the way with my Ultramarines too, or anything painted really. I mean, out of all the times I've been playing, I don't think I've ever completely painted an entire army. It's kind of bad, but I will this time around. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what makes it interesting. It's challenges, ain't it? If it's all so easy, then, anyone can do it. It would be no fun at that point. Imagine everything in this world being easy mode. What kind of world would that be? What base world in real life? Severance. Hmm. Well, I think we all have. Well, maybe. Maybe not all. No, not necessarily. A name doesn't really say much about a person. It's what they like to think, for sure, but it's not necessarily how they think, though. I could say greatest thinker of all time as my name doesn't really make me that. But it probably does say that maybe I like to think like that. All depending on the intent of the name. I mean, the way I look at things is that when people present certain things without evidence or proof, it's the way they want people to see them as, or the way they wish they see themselves as. The only way you show your true nature is by, well, showing your true nature. Ooh, Guard and Necrons are way ahead. Actually, I'm kind of curious where Space Marines fall in that. What metric are you looking at for that? Boy, if Space Marines fell again, that'd be kind of hilarious. I don't think they'll necessarily will, considering that Gilliman's never really played, so that nerf to Gilliman didn't really do anything to typical players. But to me, let's see, 40k stats or stat. Garden Necron. Well, shoot, this is updated 12th December 11th. I think that's December 11th. Hmm. That is 42%. I hope that was stated very clearly in the description there, think. Hope that person's not expecting to get that. I mean, that would guess some people out there will BS some stuff, man, you know? Okay. Well, at least they can't do any kind of BS stuff, so hopefully they got what they wanted then out of that. Oh man, whew. Gonna have to paint this guy's face. Collects the box too. What do you reuse them as though? Wait, I thought you were gonna keep the line. Or did you have like two of those boxes and you just... Oh, Jesus Christ. So if you have three lions, well, until you sold that box. Whew. No, it can be a very good deal. I mean, even if there are some parts you don't use, especially if you can sell it off. I bought two Leviathan boxes and was able to sell off enough of the NIDs that uh, I almost got the boxes at essentially 50% off. Yeah, actually I got it a little bit, no, about 50% off, yeah. I wouldn't say that's stupid at all. I don't make that much money, so I have to think like that. Think of ways to save, wise investments and stuff. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Buying them individually just costs way too much. Even though those box sets, the prices of them have gone up, just because of all the other prices going up, they're still worth the savings. It's really stupid. Stupid, but you know, it is what it is. Not this one. Alright, now to paint his face. I think the retail store would love you if you just buy their stuff for sure. I mean, who doesn't like that? Especially if you're the retail store. It's gonna look like the Terminator, the silver face. Yeah, man, they're getting pretty expensive. Makes me wonder if people are gonna start turning to 3D printing their own stuff, you know. GW is gonna kill their own game because they keep charging way too much for plastic. Wonder what color for hair. Uh, let's give this a shot. Moon yellow. That is, that's quite the yellow there. What sure it was 3D. And what did you come up with? Yeah, I gotta be careful. So I guess you're looking into like resin printing as opposed to FDM printing then. FDM tends to be a little bit, quite a bit safer for sure. Because you're not messing with like chemicals and shit. Okay. Yes. I own both printers, and yeah, nothing compares to resin, man. It's just, it is way so good. Um, like here's a resin model right here. I mean, I was test printing on this guy, but you can really, if it will focus on the right model, you can see the, I mean, it's hard, I painted over the model obviously, but it's very well detailed. I don't know if I have like a greater detail model that I did it just like, you know, primed 3 times. I mean, I guess technically these are it, but they're not colored obviously, so they're super see-through clear. You can kind of see the details on it if I only painted it. Or I guess this guy looks alright. So you can kind of see the details even though I varnished the crap out of him. Boy, he's really shiny. But yeah, you can see in the shoulder pad, a little bit of detail there. I think this guy's nearly done. Just gotta dirty his face. Yeah, yeah, I mean compared to say like, when you look at, this is FDM printing, uh, yeah, yeah, there you can see all the layer lines and stuff towards the edges and even in the center area. There's going to be layer lines on even the better of the what do you call it, of the FDM printers. Trying to look if I can get into more. Huh? Well, you got the idea though. Good enough. Hey, what's up, Chris? Painting an army is so fun, but pile of shame tends to get bigger faster. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I've gotten better at it. I kind of stopped buying models because I kind of already have almost every model. Well, almost every model that I would know I'd like to use that I think look really cool. I mean, it's going to happen. And luckily enough, like me forcing myself to stream every day for at least an hour so I can focus on painting, it's actually helped a lot. Most of my Ultramarines are painted now, and so, you know, my pile of shame for at least Ultramarines only is not that big. There's still some things I gotta paint, obviously, but it's not as big as it should have been, or not as big as it should have been, I suppose. And what I'm doing is actually, 3D printing things that are missing just because GW is just well, I'm reprinting my resin printer. I'm sorry, I'm reprinting my resin printer. I mean, I'm reprinting my whirlwinds because I like the model that I found online that I bought. I think it looks much better, and GW always tends to be sold out and way too expensive. So I just do 3D printing to fill in the little holes that I don't have. I'll have like, I guess technically if I want to have official armies, I do need to buy me official models. I want my Ultramarines to be official, so I'm gonna have to look for some gladiators to buy. Hopefully I can get them on the cheap, and then just strip them off the paint and repaint them my army color. Well, the problem is they do lose a lot of money though, you know. I get it. I just wish they didn't really up the price so much. It's a bit ridiculous. Because, I mean, if they sold STLs, people will be 3D printing the entirety of their army, and also there's no way to control, you know, whether they officially own the STLs or not. So you kind of like have these, like My Mini Gaming Factory or whatever that website's called. Whenever you buy an STL from them, generally speaking, you can print as many as you want for yourself, but you cannot sell it and you cannot give it away in a sense because it's not meant to be given away. It's meant for you and you alone. But who's gonna check that? Who's gonna check that you never gave it away or whatever? There's no way to police it, I suppose is the right word. I mean, they might. I just don't know how they would, though. I mean, I guess they'll do it like everyone else, but that's gonna be kind of hard. I mean, you kind of have to put yourself in GW's position. What would you do? I don't necessarily blame them at the same time. Jacking up the prices, they're gonna kill themselves because no one's gonna be able to afford it, and then everyone's gonna switch over to 3D printing. I am not so much in the official GW tournament just because they do have that hard restriction on like official models. So I'm perfectly okay not with that. I play in the locals, so I'm not really too bothered by that. But I would love to go see um, GW and maybe one day play officially for sure. You know, that's why I want like two official armies from GW. So I want my Ultramarines to be official, but right now they're not. And I want my Tau to be official, and I think they are. except for Anva. But then again, he's Legends now, so I think Mattel's all official. I think. I mean, here's the thing where I have kind of a little bit, you could say, kind of compassion to GW. It's the fact that, we don't know what's going on internally in terms of like costs, why costs are going up. Maybe they're being fined something. Maybe they have to hire like an entire another department because of government rulings and government, what do you call it? I don't know, government, just government rules in general. Like a lot of the cost of running a business is administrator stuff, not really the front line or things that really, in a sense, matter. Well, that's the thing though, is that obviously a disgruntled employee will say something bad about the company. They're disgruntled after all. You got to find someone who's not, in a lot of sense, like disgruntled, but quit on a term. Not a good term, but not a bad one. It's really hard to find out genuinely, because some people will tend to exaggerate certain things. Some people may be telling the truth. You just really don't know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really weird to say that. I like to give them some grace in terms of we tend to complain a lot when we don't see things from the inside because maybe there are certain things that the government are making say GW do something, like they're fining them for having to do this kind of process because they're using this type of plastic. The government's taxing them more. I don't know. Being generous here. I understand the need to increase prices, but at the same time, they're being a bit ridiculous with it. Yeah, and GW is a company that's there to make money. I'll have an official warlord. Oh, Jesus, an official warlord, huh? No, it's called just being understanding and thinking from many different perspectives. I think we don't know what truly is going on behind there. It's kind of like, how do you say? I don't know. I don't run a business, so I don't know what it takes to run a business. Think, do you know how to run a business? Have you run a business? Yes, and guess what? You're saying cheap and all these things that they could have cheap material, and it's best to go in cheap because you know why? Get people to get into your game, and then when people are in your game, you jack up the prices. You assume it's anything but greed. Yeah, I mean, we can make all the assumptions in the world. We don't know who's, telling the truth here. I could be lying, I could be telling the truth, or not lying or telling the truth, but my assumptions could be true, my assumptions could be wrong. I wouldn't doubt there's a little bit of greed involved, of course. I mean, again, GW is a company, it's there to make money. If you run a corporation, think you're going to want to make money too. So, exactly, yeah. I mean, we can make proper assumptions like, yes, they want to make money. There's no doubt there. But the reasoning behind it is kind of the speculation that we have. Yeah, exactly. And even though, I'll say this, even though those launch boxes, yes, those launch boxes are still overpriced too, mind you, because a year ago they were cheaper. So even you buying those Christmas boxes and launch boxes, they're more expensive today than they were a year or 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So, you're saying they're cheap, but they're not. Maybe even at half price. Well, I don't know half price though. That's that could be a pretty good deal. I heard the what box was that was like really really good. It was Space Marines and Necrons. I mean, you look at like no, uh, now they're like $250, aren't they? I see that Gundam game could be interesting, especially the Craig box. I think a lot of people are trying to get into it. Uh, hey, what's up, Robanil? I've not heard of the Gundam game. Who's making it though? I don't think so. There is a big fan base for Gundam, obviously, but how many of them play tabletop? But also at the same time, what are the rules? That being the most important one. Going to the GW model. Yes, but eventually, guess what? They're going to up the prices. Like any other company that starts off with. I think what they're going to do, they're going to have a small margin of profit just to get people into the game. Once they get people into the game, they're going to increase that profit range. GW laid groundwork. I'm selling my 40K stuff right now. Now I'm gonna keep my stuff. I painted this, man. I am painting this. I'm gonna have an army fully painted. When I mean fully painted, it also means like the pile of shame painted too. There's not gonna be no pile of shame. There's just gonna be everything painted. I mean, it's competition, but there's so many games that came out, like Marvel Crisis Protocol. I got into that. I need to paint some of my models there. Um, it started playing pretty strong, then all of a sudden, just people stopped playing it. Right now, what's kind of strong in my little hole in the wall is Infinity and 40K. Maybe AOS. I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out because my schedule has changed, so I can actually go in the weekend now and find out whether AOS is going strong or whatever. I know two people are trying to bring back Old World or Fantasy, and I don't mind. I already have my Fantasy figures. I just had to again assemble and paint them. Mind you, I still have minimum 13-year-old Beastman boxes that have been unopened for 13 years. I hope when I open the box, the plastic doesn't disintegrate. Some models are also pewter, which is kind of sucks. I mean, this is pewter model too, but you know, I'm only holding like 25 of this model, where Beastmen I have like freaking 100. They're talking about. I mean, like, what is it like? Actually, if you go to My Manufactory, there is a page, a seller there called One Page Rules. He has I think I'm making an assumption here. I believe he has games where it's literally one page for the rules, and you can buy the models and 3D print them yourselves. So, I mean, I don't know how well it's doing or anything, but it's a thing. I bought a few of his models because they look really cool for like just Beastmen or what you call it, Zinch birds. I've hold on, let's see. And again, that's the thing right there. I think is that the fact that these people who are independent model makers and stuff like that. If you buy one STL and you print it for your entire friends list, then you're essentially, I wouldn't say you're stealing, but you're taking away their profits. I heard some people in my game group talk about Trench Crusade, Uh, and I think that one you can actually 3D print your own models too. Again, you have to put yourself on the perspective. Imagine if you created an entire army, like that, to 3D print for people, and you sell it for cheap, like $5 a model. Just imagine a whole bunch of people just buying one of each, and then them 3D printing it for like 10 of their friends. I mean, it sucks. You'd hope that they would pay for it individually, and then print as much as they want. Yeah, there's nothing stopping you from printing as much as you want, but you'd hope all 10 friends would buy the STLs that they want. I don't know. I have compassion for, you know, people who are, in a sense, mom and pop business owners Even though they don't have a brick and mortar store, but they do sell on My Manufactory, you know. Or am I trying to guilt trip you guys? Yeah, but Chris, though, you're not giving that money. So basically, when you buy the STL for it, you're buying it. Technically, what it's supposed to be, you buy that right for yourself. It's kind of like when you buy a DVD and stuff. You can make as many copies of that DVD as you want, but you cannot distribute it. As a matter of fact, we talked about this in my freaking job. It's because you have a right to a digital copy to it. Yes, free file. If it's a free file, then at that point, like, they don't make money off that, obviously. And yes, yeah, they do have Patreons where if you pay like $6 a month, you can actually sell their STLs, and they give you that license for it. Hmm. How do I want to do that? Well, no, the thing is though is that a lot of them don't have merchant's license, but you can buy STLs from them. The whole point is I don't know if there's some miscommunication here or not. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. But I just want to clarify that if you buy an STL from someone, just because they don't have a merchant's license doesn't mean you can still give it away for free to your friends and stuff. It's not meant to be that way. Even though you're not making money off of it, it's meant that every individual person, if they want the model, they should buy the STL, which then gives them a right to that model. So it's like like, I mean, it's kind of like, imagine if you created this as an STL, then one guy starts printing it for everyone, then you're losing money because this guy's making it for everyone, kind of deal. It seems like it's greedy, but it's more proper if you look at it in terms of like you're supporting them, because you technically are. By buying their models, you're supporting them. Yeah, yeah. To some degree, I mean, obviously they're not going to come hunt you down for it. It's they don't make that crazy amount of money that they're going to try to hire a lawyer to sue you or anything like that. I don't know how I'm gonna paint this baby. That blue is gonna look. It's like a mini version of this guy is what I want to do. But I think I might use the Ultramarines blue instead of the instead of that other blue. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I really like the way this guy turned out. So he looked really, really nice. I mean, it's very shiny because of the freaking varnish, which is supposed to be like matte varnish. And then when I looked online, apparently Liquitex has ultra matte varnish. I'm like, where the hell was that all along? But let me see if I tweak the lighting, because I have this like at -9 or whatever for light. So let's see if I turn up the lighting and see what that looks like. 'Cause I've never done it with this one, so let's go. Whoa, bright. Maybe too bright. This is a bit one notch brighter. So that's like the good side of him. Well, let's see. We'll go darker. Ooh, -11 is too much. -9, no -10. Let's try -10. yellow kind of highlights, kind of sticks out a little bit. Look at that butt. But yeah, you can't really see his eyes though. Hmm. I really like the way he turned out. It's not too much. Let's see. Don't make prints for your models. I guess nobody. Well, Blood Angels is freaking just a better. Blood Angels are just considered to be like better World Eaters. I need to figure out how this guy's gonna look. And this is a massive pewter model, but he's not as heavy as freaking Marner's Calgar. And Calgar's only this tall. Well, maybe he has about weighs as much as Calgar. Maybe it is. Interesting. Was thinking about maybe putting some like glowy effects between his ribs, but then it wouldn't really match. I don't think. Maybe it would. Maybe it'd be okay. I tried orcs for the first time. They were fun and super easy to use. Wait, let me guess. You just charge forward? What the orcs do, just go forward. What the world eaters do, just go forward. What does Blood Angels do, just go forward. I'm trying to stop freaking world eaters from like pinning me on my home objective, which I'm getting better at. I beat him the first time around, but the second time he got me. Put this guy up. Alright, I think I need to call it. Ooh, an hour and 30 minutes. I need to finish up that so I can have my whirlwind going. It's almost done. Just need to paint the squat inside. You can see his little finger right there trying to push buttons like he's really, really cramped in there. It's so hilarious. Do I have an official? Boy, how much of a size difference from the original squat Marines right there to the legit size one. Game begins. Hey man, take some pictures, think, and like I don't know if you can do turn by turn or anything. Just give us a picture of like a couple of the in between rounds and stuff, and let us know how it goes. Definitely be curious about that because I'm going to try to do that too. I'm going in today as soon as I get up, and hopefully I can get a good setup going so I can record it and hopefully edit it decently well so I can post it on the channel. So anyways, I do have the caller right here. I try to stream over there in 4 to 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Try to stream for at least an hour so I can get my crap painted. Although I'll say these models are taking forever because they're all individual models, and the sheer fact that at Infinity you don't have a lot of models. You too, Chris, man. You don't have a lot of models, so you really do have to take your time on these. These are like individual characters in a sense. And there's only 25 models I have to paint, at most. 15, really. So nice, I try to stream it for at least an hour. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.